you feel each time you come here?
Wow, it sort of feels like it's sort of like it kind of feels like coming home. You know, it feels like there's a huge sense of excitement in the build-up to it. It's you know, it's my favourite place to play in the world, and it's probably the one place where I feel comfortable playing exactly what I want to play. You know, there's quite a few other places where, you know, where the crowd aren't as understanding. So I feel like I can do whatever I want here, which is great, and it really makes me happy. You know, I can play crazy tracks that I'm sure a lot of people, when they hear them, they think, what the fuck is he playing that for? But you know, it's all part, when you're playing for 5 hours, it's all part of a bigger picture, you know what I mean by that? Yeah. So it's like, you might have a track that on its own doesn't sound like a great record, but you need to play it at the right time, in the middle of the right records, so that it's heard in context, and then it makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, I always get excited. I love coming here. It's my favorite place. And yeah, I'm just excited.
Did you notice that between you and the crowd have a connection?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure because Argentina has a great reputation for clubbing generally, I'm sure every DJ that plays here has a special connection and has a special relationship with the crowd. But, you know, maybe it's a bit selfish of me, or maybe it's a bit arrogant of me, but I like to believe that my connection's a little bit more special than anyone else's. Yeah. It feels, you know, if there ever comes a day when I stop DJing, you know, I still want to keep coming and playing here. When I stop playing everywhere else in the world, I still want to come and play here. But that's why, you know, every year when Javi asks me to come and play Bat, you know, I keep saying no to playing at Bat, because I feel a little bit uncomfortable playing at big things like that. I like small club, 1,000 people, great sound system, you know, and yeah, so that's why I always come back to Nicesso.
What is the thing that you most like in here?
The crowd. The crowd. The sound system is really good. You know, it wouldn't work if the sound system wasn't great, and the sound system here is really good. So, yeah, but the crowd. It's all about the crowd. They're fucking cool. They're energetic. I love the fact that the club opens. It doesn't open until 1 o'clock in the morning, you know. Well, it's just opening now, and it's 1:20, so, you know, that tells you that you're in a special club. And I like the fact that peak time is like 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, the crowd, that's why.
You haven't played only at Buenos Aires. You also played at Mar del Plata and Rosario as well. How did the people, crowd, treat you?
Yeah, really good. Amazing. I love going to both places. I played in Mar del Plata last night, and it was good. It was a really good gig. There were some technical problems with the equipment, which was a little bit frustrating, but you know, we overcame them, and then it was fine after that. But it was a good gig. Rosario is always a really special place, because the first time that I ever played in Argentina, which you talked about, in 2007, was actually my birthday weekend. And when I played in Rosario, at the end of my set, you know, they brought out a birthday cake, and the whole crowd sang happy birthday to me. So yeah, I have a kind of special relationship with Rosario. Yeah,
that's it.
Amazing place. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
You're going to play at La Plata very, very soon.
Tuesday.
Yes. In spite of that, it is a close city between Buenos Aires and La Plata. It's having a huge I don't know, connection, transcendence about this genre of music. What are your expectations?
Yeah, I've never been to La Plata. I'm excited about it though, and
yeah, your expectation about
what are my expectations?
Yes.
Right. Well, you know, I don't think it's. I've been doing this a very long time, and I don't think it's a good thing going into places with high expectations, because if it turns out not to be, then you get disappointed. But if you go in and don't expect anything, then 9 times out of 10, especially in Argentina, it's going to be great. So, but I think from the stuff that I see going on online, I think it should be a good show, and it's great that my first time playing there, I get to play for 5 hours as well, which is good. I prefer that, because then I can do a lot more. If you play for 2 hours, you can only just play, hard music that the people want to hear from you. But if you've got 5 hours, you can experiment a little bit more. So I think it's I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
This is the first time you played 5 hours in 3 different places?
I didn't play 5 hours last night.
You didn't play?
No. I played maybe 2.5 hours yesterday. So it was just 5 hours tonight and on Tuesday.
Yeah. Going to be 2 places.
Yeah.
That you played 5 hours.
Oh, here?
Only here. 5 hours.
I know. I mean, I've played 5 hour sets everywhere, but
okay.
It's it's probably the first time that I've played 2 5-hour sets 4 days apart.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 5 hours isn't long enough.
Okay.
It isn't. It needs to be 8 hours.
What were your influences in the music?
What, in the very beginning?
Yeah.
Well, when I first got into music, I was into rock music before electronic music. I got into electronic music. I used to play guitar in rock bands, and so my influences were like the Cult, Guns N' Roses, early Guns N' Roses, before they started playing.
British bands, mostly.
The Cult is British. They're from Manchester. I like now. I like so many different bands. I like bands that are big now. I like Bullet for My Valentine are really good. I love Queens of the Stone Age. I fucking love Queens of the Stone Age. They're one of my favourite bands. Christ, how long have you got? My background is in rock music. And then influences in electronic music. When I first got into electronic music, the music that I was into was quite. I don't know if it's cheesy, but it was obvious. It's the obvious music. So it was like piano house, and this is 1993 maybe. So there wasn't a great deal of choice. There wasn't the same amount of choice you have now, where there's hundreds of different genres. So I was really into like Sasha and Digweed and piano house and then a producer from Belgium called CJ Bolland. He brought out an album in 1994 called The Fourth Sign, and that one album changed my whole life.
Really?
Yeah, completely. That album made me overnight, just be totally into, because I came from a rock background.
Yeah.
I felt that when I heard that album, I felt that I'd found an album which had the same attitude as rock music, but it was electronic music. And it's funny because even though it's now 20 years old, that album, when I listen to it today, it's still it's still fucking amazing. The production still stands up. Yeah. I mean, you can hear that it's old, but it's such a groundbreaking album and totally unique. Doesn't sound like anything before it or anything after it. It's fucking amazing. CJ Bolland, The Fourth Sign. Check that album out on R&S Records. Yeah, I mean, I could tell you lots of other influences actually, but my favourite DJ has always really been John Digweed. He's fucking amazing. I love John Digweed. He's he was a big influence for me. So even though what we play is very different, yeah. I like him as a person and as an artist. There's no fucking showman about him. He's just serious about his music. He doesn't want to be in the limelight. He's just an amazing DJ, and he just wants people to dance. He doesn't want he doesn't care about the whole being a superstar, and I think that's really cool.
Thank you.